being the oldest, I remember the first movie I saw in the theater was Return of the Jedi. And for me, that moment when Darth Vader's helmet comes off and you see a fat, sad little man underneath was incredibly traumatizing, and also, would just never forget that moment. And so, yeah, I grew up, and my whole family, huge Star Wars fans.
I was actually exposed to the merchandise before the movies, so I had all the action figures, toys, bedspread, and then I watched the prequels and then the originals after. So that was my Star Wars.
Did you have the underwear as well?
No, I didn't have that one. They had those?
Yeah, I'll get you some.
I actually did it that way as well. I did the prequels and then the sequels because of I guess we just missed that
90s
kind
babies.
Of, yeah.
Born 92. Born
92.
Born,
I mean, I think going out to the stage then, it was suddenly like, wow.
Yeah,
because you can't imagine.
No.
Yeah.
You can't really picture what it is until you see 4,000 people.
And also, I think, at least for me, I don't know if it was like this for you guys, but like getting cast and being in it, you kind of have to pretend almost like it's not that big and it's not a big deal. And it's, you almost diminish it a little bit just for yourself. But then you just can't fake it anymore. When you get out there, it becomes a religious experience.
Yeah. I also felt like we were a bunch of friends on set, just shooting a movie that we passionately love.
Yeah.
And so the kind of massive kind of Star Wars kind of energy wasn't as exposed to us, but now it's real. It's real.
It was more the noise for me because we were waiting backstage and you could just hear the like swell of the crowd.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Insane.
And then watching the trailer with everyone.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Everyone was breathing like one organism. We were all just on pins and needles. Like I said, it was almost like a religious experience. It brought me to tears. My heart was thumping, but not out of nervousness, just out of, I think, just pure the energy of the place.
Yeah.
It's my first time at any convention ever.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I've been to Comic-Con and done Hall H. I know how kind of crazy it can be, but this it's honestly...
Especially because it's all focused to one thing.
Yeah.
Like,
it's all about Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's just another energy.
Kind of going back to that idea that you forget about that while you're shooting it as a necessity, but then to reconnect with that energy, it is exactly what it felt like when I was little, and you suddenly get exposed to it, and there's just something that's so infectious about it.
I think as a group, like with Star Wars fans, there is always a feeling of hope, and that's something that we just saw there. Just everyone just had a feeling of Star Wars is back.
And also, we had that feeling the whole way through filming.
Yeah.
Like, there was never a day where we didn't have that feeling. So to have it kind of reflected back upon us, to the people that we're making this for, is the best.
Insane.
And Mark Hamill thinks said it best when he said family.
Yeah.
It really does feel like we're part. It's part of a huge family. Because I think it is about family ultimately. The stories are about family. Like I said, that moment of Return of the Jedi, where suddenly your father, who's this godlike thing and intimidating, suddenly you realize that he's just a vulnerable man. I think the biggest thing about these movies is that it connects to the feeling of family.
Yeah, and about finding your place within a world that, like, Luke starts out, he has no idea where he's going to end up, and because of what he does, he becomes this kind of reverential man in the universe, and it feels like that.
Recognize your potential.
Yeah.
I think of any good sci-fi, the best sci-fis have a fantastic human story wrapped around in obviously Force-sensitive Siths and Jedis, but it's something cool for everyone to relate to.
We feel exactly like everyone else does because I haven't seen anything else.
No,
I've just seen the trailer and I just saw it today. So we're as excited as everyone else is. So we just got to tamper that.
It's impossible to contain the excitement. It's impossible to contain.
It's impossible.
But it's
Especially
nice knowing
filming every day. You have a new set that is actually there. Obviously, we're using practical effects, and it's insane to be in the Star Wars universe. I mean, this is the closest I'm ever going to be a real space traveler. So it's kind of insane to be part of that.
Well, J.J. Abrams, who is an incredible leader and is able to infuse everyone, no matter who they are, with excitement, and he's just incredibly kind. And no matter what was happening, he would always find time to speak with anyone, to share things with all of us, and really to share most of all his excitement.
Because for me, this is the longest thing I've ever done by far. So it was I mean, I was so nervous at the beginning, but to feel that kind of like fatherly thing, as well as like he balances it so well, so it's like caring, and you know he's getting the best out of you, and the whole energy on set was just the best.
I think that's the key there, is that JJ brings out the best out of actors, and that's for me. Like, I remember I met JJ in 2011 on a small movie called Attack the Block, and I met him at his office, and he walked past and he said to me, "We're going to get you in something. We're going to get you in something." A few years later, it was Star Wars, and I had to work for it, but it was obviously something from goodwill and a belief in. He has a belief in his actors, and he really does have passion for the art of filmmaking
and passion for Star Wars. I mean, the thing is, in life, which is sad, is it's usually a bad thing that unites people. So to be part of something amazing that unites people, all ages, genders, race, all languages, they all come together for this one thing. It feels incredible to be part of.
Yeah. It's Star Wars created a culture. There's a whole culture around it, which is such an unusual thing, and a culture that transcends where people are from, just like you said. So that's pretty amazing to see those live feeds come in, those pictures from all across the world.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And it's all universal.